My coworker spent 3 weeks calling me a pickme before HR called him into a room and played him his own voice back. I started at Meridian Group in January. Junior analyst, open floor plan, the kind of office where everyone eats at their desk and still somehow knows everything about everybody. I kept to myself, did my work, went home, minded my business. 3 weeks in, I mentioned Marcus at the coffee station. Someone asked about weekends and I said my boyfriend and I had tried a cooking class together. That was the whole thing. My coworker Derek made a face like I described something deeply concerning. He asked how long we'd been together. 2 years, I said. He asked why we were doing a cooking class on a Saturday night instead of going out. I said we just liked staying in. He leaned against the counter and said, "Does he let you go out at all?" I thought he was joking. I grabbed my coffee and went back to my desk. He wasn't joking. The comments started the following week, small enough that each one sounded almost reasonable. "You know you're allowed to disagree with him, right?" Said after I mentioned Marcus and I had skipped a concert because we were both tired. "You seem really smart. You could do better." Said after I mentioned we were saving for a vacation together. "Does he know you work late sometimes or do you have to explain that to him?" Said after I stayed an hour to finish a report. Each one slipped in quiet, between actual work conversations like he was sliding them through a crack in a door. I didn't open it, but I just started writing things down. Every comment, every date, every person nearby. I didn't know if I'd ever use it. I just knew when something feels wrong, you keep receipts. Then, Marcus came by the office. I'd forgotten my laptop charger and he was nearby, so he dropped it off. He walked to my desk, set it down, kissed my cheek, said hello to the people around me, and left. 90 seconds total. Derek waited until the elevator doors closed before he said it loud enough for 6 people to hear. "He checks up on you at work too, huh?" Not a question, just a statement with a small smile attached. The people around us went quiet in that specific way where everyone heard but nobody wanted to be the one to respond. I turned and looked at him. He brought me my charger. Derek shrugged and said, "If you say so," then turned back to his monitor like that settled it. That evening I finished the document. Every comment, every date, every witness I could name. 4 pages. I sent it to HR with one line at the top. "I'm not filing this as a formal complaint yet. I'm filing it as a record. Please timestamp when this was received." 2 days later, Derek made the last comment. Marcus had texted me during lunch and I smiled at my phone without thinking. Derek saw it and said, casual as anything, "Whatever he said, you're allowed to have your own opinion about it. You know that, right?" 4 other people at that table. Every one of them stared at their food. I put my phone down. I picked up my lunch, walked back to my desk, opened the HR thread, and typed 3 words. "I'm ready, now." The meeting was the next morning. Derek walked in relaxed, like he was there to clear up a small misunderstanding. HR had printed all 4 pages. They read the entries out loud one by one, and somewhere around the 8th one he stopped trying to explain and just sat there. Then HR told him 3 coworkers had given formal state. He looked at me across the table and said, "Taz, I was just looking out for you. I've seen situations like yours." I said, "I know you think that. That's the problem." He was formally written up, moved to a different floor pending review, and required to complete a mandatory conduct course. HR told me afterward that 2 other women had made informal complaints about him before, but hadn't wanted to escalate. My 4 pages gave them something to attach their names to. I texted Marcus on my way back to my desk. He called immediately and kept saying, 4 pages? Like that was the part he couldn't process. I told him I take good notes. He came over that night with dinner, and at some point said, "That's honestly one of the reasons I'm going to marry you someday." Then went completely still and looked at me. I looked at him. He said very carefully, "I did not mean to say that part out loud yet. Good Thursday."